Welcome to Just Get Up with Isaac for daily motivation. I'm so excited to have you back here again today on this great and magnificent Friday as we embark upon another exciting adventure of self-discovery. On today's episode, we're going to synapse this process of tapping into the human will. So I decided to come outside and be with nature today because I believe wholeheartedly that being outside with nature allows you to really create an inner peace. I believe that this state of serenity allows you to connect with the inner power that you most certainly have within. So, as we prepare for today's episode, may you be relaxed. May you inhale and exhale and relax your mind and empty your mind of all of the sullied or bad experiences that you may have had in your life. Because today you're going to unleash this power, and this power will make you unstoppable. This power will help you to capture all of your goals and dreams. This power is in you, and this power must be and it will be released starting today. So I welcome you to episode 13, part 3 of how to strengthen and develop the human will. I want to start off with this analogy. Imagine for a second that your life is something that you dream about every night currently. Think about everything that's currently going on in your life as far as your family, your kids, your job, your goals, your aspirations, everything that you want, all of the intricate parts of your life, everything that you do. Imagine that you're dreaming about these things every single night. This is what you go to bed with on your mind, and this is what you wake up with on your mind. If your life was your dream every night, currently what you currently see in your life, would it be exciting for you? Do you currently like where you are? So would you say that your current life, and be honest with how you feel about your life, would you say that it is a dream or more of a nightmare or somewhere in between? Would you be okay with where your life is if nothing ever changed again? You made the same amount of money you're currently making. You had the same status in your relationships. You had the same relationship with God. You had the same health that you currently have. Let's say you didn't make any more progress. Would you be overwhelmingly satisfied with where you are, and if you dreamed about that every night? So in other words, are you living your dreams, or are you living your nightmares? Something to ask yourself, is it not? Moving forward today, you're going to tap into this power so that every day that you rest your head, every day that you go to sleep, you're going to be satisfied knowing that your life is headed in the right direction. Today, you're going to officially start the process of living your dreams, because this is important. The more people that come alive in life, the more that life will be exciting. And all you need is for you to come alive, to change your whole world, to change your whole inner realm. And that is going to happen for you starting today. I'd like to ask you this question. What lies have you been believing your whole life? What lies have you been believing that has caused you to become complacent in life? Have you believed the lies that you're not smart? Have you believed the lies that you can't revolutionize your whole world? Have you believed the lies that you're too old? Have you believed the lies that you're not capable of starting your own business? Have you believed the lies that you can't bounce back from a divorce? Have you believed the lies that you can't be in shape? Have you believed the lies that you've given it your all? Don't believe those lies anymore. Here's what's going to happen when you step out on this journey. You're going to hit a wall. And this particular wall stops some people. The wall I'm referring to is a wall full of adversities. But you must continue to hit this wall over and over and over and over again, and you will have a breakthrough. And once you have this breakthrough, that's going to be deeply, deeply supplanted and imprinted in your subconscious mind. And from that day moving forward, you will know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. I like to give you an example by telling you a personal story to help you appreciate this wall that I'm referring to. So as most of you know, my father wasn't in my life and he abandoned me. But I decided to forgive my father. I decided to reach out to him after many, many years to try to rekindle our relationship or to see if there was any way I could help him. So most recently, I saw my father about 4 or 5 years ago, right before I was getting married. I was trying to introduce him to my wife. So I created this fictional story in my head of a very successful dad doing all of this stuff, and I told my wife that. However, when we arrived at his trailer, his lights were off and his water was off, and he was practically homeless. He had about 12 or 15 toilets in front of his yard, a bunch of gin bottles. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, man, I'm embarrassed. But, you know, I left there that day realizing, what if my dad lived his whole life wrong, but he's not aware of it? So I asked you this question. What if you were at the end of your life and you figured out that you lived your whole life wrong? Wouldn't you want someone to help you? So what I decided to do is to reach out to my dad and help him. So a part of unleashing the human will is letting go of all of your past hurt, all of the wrong that people may have done to you. You have to get all of those negative emotions out of the way in order to fully tap into the human will. And when you take on this role of being a humanitarian, so to speak, and when you take on this role of loving other people, you see, love is the highest frequency that we have out here in the universe today. That's why the Bible says that 1 John 4:8 that God is love. So I decided to try to help my dad. So he may never apologize for not being in my life. He may never know how that has affected me. But here's what's happened. I had a greater father, and that is God. See, God raised me. So when you're thinking about tapping into the human will, right now, let all of your hurt go. Right now, forgive everyone that has done you anything that's wrong. And reach back and look at how you can help these particular people. So that's the first step that I want you to do today. So, for example, Dad, I forgive you. Isaac Carter, I forgive you for not being in my life. I'm letting that go so that I can continue to tap into the human will. Here's what you also must do. I'm going to tell this story as well. I remember when I started my business at 17 and I was in school full time. So I was working full time. I was running to my classes on and off campus and going back to work. So what kept me going was knowing that I didn't want to sell drugs. What kept me going was knowing that I did not want to be a victim of my environment. What kept me going was knowing that I could be used by God as a source of inspiration to inspire people, to inspire kids, to show them that if your father isn't in your life, if your mom has a diagnosed problem such as schizophrenia, if you don't have a good example to look forward to in your own community, that's okay, because all you need is God and the willingness to learn, the willingness to become aware, and you can escape any situation that you may find yourself in. So that kept me going. See, I want to be a source of inspiration. I want to manifest the greatness that is inside of me so that I can give a testimony to God. So right away, you have to forgive the people that have hurt you. Don't blame your mom and dad anymore. Don't blame the government. Don't blame your friends. Don't blame your boss. Take on a full responsibility, or take on the full responsibility today to make a full commitment to achieve your goals and dreams and to unleash this love that you have inside of you. If you tap into this love, figuring out who can be used or who can be inspired by your story, better stated, how can you use your abilities to manifest it to the world? That's where you need to start. So right now, again, forgive all those people. And here's are some points I want you to remember. You must understand that there are several types of excuses. An excuse is anything that gets in the way of you achieving your goals and dreams. I remember when my brother Travis Santel Miller was murdered back in 2005. on August 7th. I'll never forget that day. So my brother, I remember when I first started working out, I watched them work out when I was 10 years old, and I wanted to get started. And I also wanted to be a martial arts master and get in good shape. So I had a workout regimen where since I've been 10 years old, I've worked out minimum 3 times a week. I have never missed, and I'm 30 years old now. So I remember on the day that my brother was killed, and that hurt. I was 17 at the time. I remember looking at him in that body bag, and I was like, man, he is gonna move, right? So I didn't believe it until I actually saw it. And I did a poem at his funeral called The Real Life. But I came back home that same day after he was murdered, and I worked out. Most people like, how you find the energy to work out after your brother was killed? I also went to my religious service on that same day. People like, well, how are you even here? As a child, I didn't even realize I had this mindset. Whatever went on in my life, I was not going to stop my routine. It did not mean that I wasn't hurting. I was that committed. When I want to do something, death, it does not matter. I am not going to stop. I'm going to stay in my regimen. I'm going to hurt, because what I do know, if I stop living, that's not going to bring the person back. If I stop living, it's not going to change the circumstances. In fact, I can honor life in itself better by continuing to progress, and it makes you stronger. And I recognize this one thing, as 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, God will not allow anything to happen to us that we're not capable of overcoming. And he will make a way out for us. So my way out at that time, when I wanted to escape poverty, when I wanted to reinvent and revolutionize my world, my way out was to keep working hard no matter what. When you have that type of commitment, nothing can stop you. Nothing. So digest the gems of what I'm saying. Nothing can get in the way of this destiny that you have before you. If you want to be a better husband, nothing should stop you. If you want to be a better wife, nothing should stop you. If you want to start a nonprofit, nothing should stop you. If you want to develop a better relationship with God, nothing should stop you. If you want to be the best trainer in the world, nothing should stop you. That is the key. Nothing should get in the way of you attaining your goals and dreams. So that's the mindset you must have. So no excuses. Anything that gets in the way of you manifesting your inner genius is an excuse. So you must accept that. Develop the mindset, a tough mindset. This is not for everyone. You have to be a special kind of person, and you are that special kind of person. So when you're having these dreams at night, when you're reflecting on your life, this is important. You want to go to bed realizing that you have greatness within you. You want to go to bed realizing that there are exciting moments in your life. You want to go to bed with a new experience every single day, never knowing what to expect. That is what living is about, and you can live a life just like that. So don't go to bed dreaming about your nightmares. Go to bed and live your dreams. Here's another thing I want to talk about. Understanding that there are various types of laziness. You see, a form of laziness is not giving it your all. I remember when I was on the basketball team in the 9th grade, and I remember I used to hold back my full capabilities as far as being able to run as fast as I possibly could. So I remember one day during practice, I decided to outrun the whole team. And the coach said, Miller, you should have been doing this. So basically, I was scared to compete and come in last. So I said, if I hold back and people beat me, then, hey, they're only beating me because I'm not giving it my all. Do you do this? Do you hold back from giving it your all to make yourself feel better? In order to unleash this human will, you must lay it all out on the line. And what I mean by that, don't hold anything back. Because even if you do fail, at least you know that you're progressing, because now you know where you are and you know what you need to do in order to get to where you want to be. And even if there are people that are running faster than you, they're always making you run harder. So if you're running a race with people that you know you can beat, you're not going to run as fast as you can. But when you run with people that are much faster than you, it automatically makes you faster because you're going to put more out. And that means you're getting better. Don't compare yourself to other people. One of the keys to tapping into the human will is to compete against no one other than you. You are your own worst enemy, and you always will be. It's called frenemy. So don't be your own frenemy. You must recognize that you have unlimited potential and that you can most certainly tap into the human will. Another thing I want you to do is I want you to put yourself in a position where you can't retreat. What I mean by that is put yourself in a position where you have to come through. Like, for example, I remember when I first started my podcast episodes, I'm very busy. So I knew once I said I'm going to do this at a certain time and day and on a certain time and day, and I made the announcement on social media and to other people, now I have to come through because I don't want to look like a liar. I don't want to look like a guy that doesn't fulfill the things that he said he's going to do. So put yourself in a position where you're forcing yourself to come through. And then eventually you're going to learn to love the things that you're doing. So that's another thing you must learn how to do. To put yourself in a position where you can't back out of it. So look for those opportunities, but strategically do this. I'm not saying make asinine decisions. Put yourself in a situation that makes sense, where you're uncomfortable. Don't put yourself in a situation where you know exactly how it's going to turn out. You can't grow like that. So, for example, if I keep lifting weight that I know I can lift that's not really challenging me, I'll never get better. I may maintain what I have, but if I want to get stronger, I must stress those muscles. I must put a load on it that is not accustomed to over and over again. And then I must also look for ways to keep getting stronger. That's how you must be in life. So when you think about these things, when you think about your life right now, think about these previous episodes, watch them again. You want to wake up every day and live your dreams. You want to go to bed every day reflecting on your day and recognizing that it was a positive day. And if you never change anything in your life moving forward, would you be satisfied with that? If you never change anything in your life moving forward today, would you be satisfied with what you're seeing? If the answer is no, you must change that today. If you are content, you must change that mindset. You can always better your best. So no more living your nightmares. It's time to live your dreams. And reflect on the things that I'm saying. Don't be lazy. Give it your all. There's several types of laziness. If you're not giving it your all, that's still being lazy. If you're making excuses for yourself, don't do that. Things happen to all of us. You must make a full commitment. And a full commitment means no matter what. You see, people still go to jobs when things happen because they have to make a living. Your dreams are more important than just making a living. Your dreams are your key to living a productive life, is it not? So think about those things. In all laziness, in all of your excuses, and put yourself in a position where you're forced to come through. And number one way to do that is to have people counting on you. Your name is the most important thing that you will ever have. You don't want to mess up your name. So when people think of you, they want to be able to say this is a disciplined person and a reliable person. So what do people currently think about you? Moving forward today, it doesn't matter what they think about you, because what they're going to think about you moving forward from today is that you are great, and that you're unstoppable. And that's all that really matters. So I want to end with this quote, and it's one of my favorite. My favorite quote of all time is by Johann Gödel. He says this. I want to look you directly in your eyes when I say this. Look at a man the way that he is, and he only becomes worse. But look at a man the way that he can be, and he'll become the way that he should be. So I'm looking at you with the eyes of Gödel. I'm looking at you the way that you can be. And what do I see? I see greatness. I see opportunity. I see growth. I see you finding out this magnificent truth that I have discovered. That a man or woman that refuses to be denied, that refuses to quit, eventually wins, and that comes from a place of love, the highest frequency that we have, will accomplish anything that their heart desires. So go out and do those things. Go out and tap into this human will. Tap into this human will today. You have that power. So I welcome you back next week for episode 14, which is how to create opportunities for success. So come back next week for episode 14, part 1, how to create opportunities for success. And this will be a 5-part series. Have a great weekend. This has been Isaac Miller, your motivational speaker, author, sales coach, and fitness trainer. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel and get my book out that comes out this summer entitled Just Get Up and Manifest Your Inner Genius. It's scheduled to be released on July 24th. And also, go to my Instagram page and click on the link to vote for my cover design. There's 2 cover designs. Simply go on my Instagram page, click the link that's on my Instagram page, the website link, and you'll see the link to vote for the cover and read the synopsis. Have a great one. Bye.